What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, competitive games from tabletop to video games, and today we are reviewing one of our matches and it was the 6th round and we were against Kashtira slash Scareclaw, and we're going to see exactly how this match turned out. And now this was hosted by Kong's Cards Tournament and they were doing a first place for a case of the Megaton. So we do have like more replays from that tournament. So if you guys want to check some of them out, or if you guys want to see like the last final round, which was the 7th one, where how we did, definitely comment it down below. Now before we begin, friendly reminder as always to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel a lot and I do really appreciate it. So we're going to go, and sadly we're going to end up losing the rock paper scissors, so we're going second. So there's not much that we can actually do from there. So we have Chaos Creator. Oh, forgot to show both hands. So we have Chaos Creator, Ogdoadic Overlord, Chaos Space, Instant Fusion, and Abs. Our opponent has Unicorn. This one, I don't even know which one are these, but Richard, okay. Fenrir, and then Planet. Yeah, I don't know any of the Kashtira cards, so I can't really pronounce most of them, but it's okay. The whole point is that we had fun. So yeah, one thing to know that this round is actually on the time, so it's 45 minutes per round, and that's one thing to definitely know, especially when you're against a heavy combo deck like ours that has like a 17-minute combo. Then you definitely want to preserve like the time and like consider it, because one of the biggest misplays to do is just let us combo off completely, especially if you see that we already have everything all set up. Then you're better off just scooping against like a deck like that. Like if I was against like my own deck, like realistically people that know my deck, when they see me like going off, they just scoop and go to the next one, because the worst thing ever is getting into time, especially with a deck like mine. So okay, we're going to go and see all of the cool plays. So I'm not really even following what he's doing. But it's okay. So yeah, this Link guy, which I never seen before, which was like pretty cool. So it's like a babushka, but he's unaffected by defense position monsters, which was interesting by that. So that was a bit of a nuisance to deal with. Okay, so we drew into Nunu, and honestly, I was considering lots of plays to do. Like we could activate Instant Fusion, get the Millenniumized Restrict. If they trigger anything, we could go and grab that. But then there was also this, and then there was back row as well. So it was a very tough call to make. So we really had to decide what we're going to do. So thinking and reading that, decided that the best option is to actually quit and go to game 2, so he has less knowledge of what we're playing, so he can't side accordingly. So that was the best play for us to do. So yeah, so GG. He doesn't know about that because we didn't play a card. But exactly, that's the point. So our opening hand, Starlies, Empress, Nunu, another one, and Abs. Our opponent has Lightning Storm, the Scareclaw, the Planet, the Fenrir, and also Twin Saw. Okay, so we're going first, so we're ready to combo off. So we're activating Nunu first, and then we're going to send Zora, then activate Zora, sending no, activating Nunu, my bad. And then we're going to go and normal summon the Starlies, discarding the Starlies, and then we're going to go overlay for King of the Pharaoh Imp, and then add the Naya. Okay, and then we're going to go and use Naya to send Curse, and then use Curse to tribute the King of the Pharaoh Imp to go get Naya, and then Naya is going to trigger the effect and getting us the Water Lily. So now we could do our Dragon Place. So we're going to start with our black, banishing the Starlies since we had 2. Okay, make a Striker Dragon, add, and then black adds as well. And then we're going to go and banish. Okay, link again for a ROM, use ROM to get Dragon Ravine. And we're going to go and activate Dragon Ravine, I believe. No, we're going to do the Empress first. True. Because we're going to make Zombie Vampire, because Dragon Ravine is going to send Levinier, but we're not going to need to send Levinier if we actually discard it with Zombie Vampire, so that's why. So we're doing Zombie Vampire first. Okay. Get Nocto, which is really good. Okay. Chaos Space, just to get that extra draw. Okay. Instant Fusion, not bad. Now we're going to Link for Saruja. Okay. Now we're going to draw 4 and then put cards back. Okay. There we go. So Dragon Ravine. Okay. Yeah, that's insane. Especially like Saruja's Chainlink 1, Nocto Chainlink 2. There we go. Extra draw. So now we're going to go and add, put that, make Pitsy, and then supposed to summon the Tracer once again, link those two, make Herodic Seal, then we're going to use Snake Rain, okay, trigger the Night Sword Serpent to special summon, then we're going to go and sync with those two for Omega, use Omega's effect, so we're going to go and banish a card. Sadly, it wasn't a monster because, fun fact, if you banish a monster, this returns and spell summon any banished monster. So you could select one of your opponent's monsters. So if it's usually the first one is a monster, I would actually select that monster to get shuffled back into your opponent's deck. So eventually they cannot add it back on a standby phase. Okay, so we're going to go spell summon and return. Okay, use the effect again. So we're going to handle it one more time. Okay. There we go. Then we're going to go and use King to tribute the Steel and Chaos Creator. Then Steel's effect is going to special summon Darkest Diabolus. We're going to use Darkest Diabolus now to go and put on top of her hand, top or bottom, whichever they prefer. Now Star Leash is going to use VaughnGear and supposed to summon it to hand loop and shuffle the deck. So it doesn't matter what card they put at the top or the bottom, it's going to get randomized, so it's perfect. Okay, so we're going to take the spell card, all set. Then we're going to use Water Lily, supposed to summon the Zora. Then we're going to use Queen to go and special, and then we're going to trigger Zora. Now, we forgot to activate Darkest Diabolus, but it doesn't really matter, to be very honest. Like, we were all set with the negates anyway, so. Instant Fusion. It is a big misplay. We did actually do a really big misplay by not supposed to summon Darkest Diabolus because that could have been an extra negate on our part. There we go. And from there, we're just passing. So at least we have King and Queen, which are interruption in its own right. And then we have Savage as a negate. Our opponent only has one card. So they're going to go and supposed to summon and just pass. So we drew into Reptilian Cult. And then we're going to go and return the Omega. And I am thinking, because you could choose the order how you want to resolve. So if there was like a good monster that was banished, you would choose the one, the Omega with the monster. Return that one first. Then trigger King and discard it, because you could discard the card that's returned and then use Queen to trigger because it's a monster that was sent to the graveyard. So both of them don't return right away. You choose which one you want to resolve first, and it doesn't happen right away. So if you have other trigger effects as well, you can apply those before start resolving Omega. A lot of people think that Omega resolves right away. It's like, no, it resolves when the turn player chooses the owner. Okay, so after that, he goes add, and that's where I was thinking on if I really want to use it, but I'm like, nope, let's go to battle phase and then just attack for game because that's already lethal. And yeah, like he could have just quit. Like that's why, like there's a little thing like we're going to get into, but there's like small that like really. Like you could just quit, save some time because you took quite a bit of time on that. But you're going to see in a moment because time is very important in this match. And he says that our deck is unbelievably unfair, but when he started, we like scoop right away. But okay. So opening hand, they have Imperm, they have Planet, they have Unicorn, they have Defending, wherever that is. Okay, defanging. Okay, and then Rise Heart. Okay, and we have Chaos Space, again Knight, Chaos Lavinier, White Dragon, and Star Leash. So we're pretty much all set from there too. Okay, so they're going to start with Unicorn. They're going to do the whole Shazam plays, which not really familiar. So the narration or I could do for his deck, I'm like not even familiar with. Like I don't like Kashtira, not because like I just think like it's it's like okay, they summon a big beater macro. Like when it was the Kash that did like the zone lock for like 6 and all that. That I'm like okay, that's the thing. But now it's like you don't even see that anymore. Okay, like I think like the playstyle, what it was before is better than where it is right now. And I know people are saying like, well, it's like consistency and all about like follow up because it's like big beaters and all that. It's like yeah, but like anyone could like build any deck that would just destroy that. So that's why I don't think Cash is that good. I don't think there's any good meta decks to be very honest in this format. All right, so they're going to activate the effect. Okay, there we go. Do that. The vanish. And also, I wanted to know if this is a during your standby phase. Okay, and you can okay. Each time cards in your opponent on possession is face down. Okay, place lock the zone. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Not so bad. So that's going to be applied a few times. So we're going to activate Quick Launch. So get a Rocket Tracer. Then we're going to activate Chaos Space. And then he's going to chain this thing, which was my fault because I didn't read. But yeah, if your opponent activates a spell card effect and you control Kashtira monster, you can target 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard, banish them face down. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we didn't read that at all, so that was kind of a bit of an issue, but it is what it is. But it's okay, we have a dark monster anyway, so we can still extend. Okay, so he's going to use the effect, so we have to lock a zone, which is meh. So we're going to go and normal, make Babuska. And then we're going to go and swing. Because the plan is to make an A Zeus, because he cannot be targeted. Okay, so A Zeus. Okay, use the effect. They're going Imprimus, which we're completely fine with. And then we could go and start comboing off a little bit. So we're going to make Striker, use both chain links. But sadly, we don't have the boot because the 3 cards that was banished face down with their Rise Heart guy was the Serpent Strike, the Quick Launch, and Boot. So I had to confirm with them if you want to chain anything since there was only one effect being activated and not 2. So that's going to be banished with Fenrir. So that's okay. Then he's going to use that effect to zone lock us once again. Which we're like, we can't really do much about that. So then we're going to go and special summon. Okay. And then we're going to use Chaos Valkyrie to also special summon. So we're going to be doing exactly that. Okay. So activate the effect. Get Naya, use Naya. And then we're going to go and tribute Link. My bad. We're going to Link for Charmer. And then we're going to use the Curse to go and special summon. And the reason why we're doing this and not leaving our A Zeus out is because we really didn't need that monster zone space, which was very important. Yeah, technically we should have summoned A Zeus in this zone, but that's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, well, we were playing for like 6 rounds straight, back to back, so it's okay. I could afford some misplays. Okay, especially at the last round with a deck like this. Yeah. Okay, so now we have Zombie Vampire. Going to use Zombie Vampire. Okay, get a Reptilian Cult. Okay, and then we're going to go and Synchro, and then we're going to make a Scarlight. So we're all set with Scarlight over here. Now we're going to activate Water Lily. So we're going to Sun King, and then supposed to summon the Night Sword Serpent with Water Lily. Then we're going to link them, okay, for Reptilian Cult. And then we're going to use Reptilian Cult to make his monster to 0 attack. Okay, then use the effect to add 3, because then we're going to do the Overlord play, so then we have an interruption on our opponent's turn. So add 3 reptiles. Okay, then use Scar, Okay, so we're going to go and destroy and then deal damage to our opponent. Okay, so we're doing that. And then we're going to use Nunu's effect to send Zora. And he was arguing because he was saying Scarlet should be dead, but it literally says over here, okay, attack less than or equal to the cards other than this card. It literally says specifically this card. So this is the only card that does not get destroyed with this effect. So I had to go and do that. And I love that he says like it doesn't say that, and then it does. Okay, and then hurry up, and I'm like, okay. So he's being impatient, which like I really love because like no rushing or not that when I attacked and he was winning life points, but now as soon as I do Scarlight, there's like rushing, okay? And like if you see in the logs, like like there was a judge that's called for this, but if you see in like the logs and everything, like even the judge pointing out that like yo, every action was like only like 20 seconds, okay? And there was only one time, okay, that took 40 seconds, and that was the charmer play while there was still 10 minutes on a clock. Okay, so that was like the main like point out that that they said that was an issue, but for everything else, it was fast paced. So me, I'm going getting the Zora, so then be all good, and then use Empress, and then he writes nice slow play for time win, and I'm like, I didn't slow play. Now he's having an argument and everything over here, but this is where the judge comes because he wouldn't admit defeat because judge went out of time. And let me tell you, if you guys watch my policy, you will know this right away, like know the policy ruling, okay? If there is slow play or issues like that, you call a judge right away. You don't call a judge at the end when the match is concluded, okay? That is one of the biggest misplay, but that's why like even like had the judge check the log, another judge came in as well. So they were looking at the logs and they see like I clearly did not even slow play at all. Is the combo very long? Yes, extremely long. No issue there. You know what? I agree 1,000% that is a very long combo. But to say that I slow play from like how I'm comboing off and playing the deck, I'm like, no, not even like close. Like it's a long ass combo, 1,000%, but did not slow play. So yeah, so after waiting and then going on, we have finally get there. Yeah, the whole chat thing if you guys want to read. And I'm just waiting for him to concede, and then finally he eventually does. There you go. So yeah, that was our match. So yeah, we won because high life points, Scarlight, and that's why it is. But yeah, the other play that we were going to do was make Overlord or tribute. So what we could have done actually was go use the Empress as well and then tribute them for the Queen and then even Nunu. So that was like another alternative that we could have done. So it wasn't like no matter what, we were good for our opponent's turn. Okay. We were going to have an interruption on our opponent's turn and we were all set for that. So that's why I'm like re-looking at this. I'm like, yo, 100%, but there was definitely some plays that I'm looking at back now and I'm like, why didn't I do that? Different zone area. Why did I do like the Zora? Or actually why I didn't add a additional reptilian cult. So that could have been like another extender as well. So there was definitely, and like even those things was like trying to hurry up. Okay. So the reptilian cult and all that, using that effect to go and add 3 monsters that like was rushed as well. So it was like there's definitely a lot of like stuff like I would change in this play, but yeah, definitely game 2 was better. Game 1 was a smart play to actually just scoop right away. So you don't want to give your opponent too much information, especially against like I guess like Kashtira if they could like side quite a bit. So wanted to make sure that they had nothing on us. And at least we didn't get a dimension shifter, which was a good thing. So that's what I think. But yeah, that's it for a match. And that was round 6. So if you guys are interested of watching round 7, definitely comment it down below. And then we can set that up right away. And if you guys want a sneak peek of future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.